On the 0DT, 4250 will be extremely important, down to 4225. We see the gamma drop off there. We see the net gex drop off in the single digits. So important to watch the vol M, vol D command today for targeting. As we saw yesterday, we saw the puts really increasing to the downside pretty quickly and pretty significantly, and really hardly any out of the money call speculation using the vol M command. Also, if we see those slopes negative on the calls and then on down toward the puts, then we will be anticipating more weakness heading into today.
Unlock your potential with a comprehensive suite of investing tools and expert education with GammaEdge. Start your free 14-day trial today.
Good morning, traders. This is Michael coming to you from GammaEdge on Friday, October 20th. Happy OPEX day. We'll be looking through the market structure with our pre-market morning strategy session briefing. We'll be taking a look at the tick and understanding where we're at overall and heading into this OPEX Friday. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to look at the SPX AM settled perk first, so we'll go ahead and get right into it. Here we have the SPX AM settled, obviously expires today, as we've indicated with this tile here. Denoted as this yellow box here, depending on where we open with spot price. We were discussing in the Discord about capturing some more negative deltas if we do gap down, so make sure you're checking the commentary out in the SPX PBI BMO channel. Obviously 4250, 4275 and 4250 on this chart will be extremely important as we head into today. We'll go ahead and move on. SPX all expiries turned on here without today's expiry heading on out. Obviously you can see we're put dominated above and below spot price. Really the whole chain here that we're looking at is extremely put dominated. 4250 is extremely important as we're watching that level. The amount of OI there and negative net delta is pretty significant. And then on down to 4200. Where we're at within this overall structure, again, we've added commentary. Paul's done a great job in the SPX PBI BMO channel. Make sure you check that out. Where we're at within this chain on the 0DT as we head into the afternoon, and the timing will be important if we have any chance to move up, or if we'll see continued weakness to the downside that emboldens the bears and captures some more puts and negative deltas to the downside. Here is the SPXP, all expiries turned on. Again, extremely put dominated above and below spot price. Very easily to see 4250, 4200. You can see the transitions above. That level at 43.25 is where we got rejected at twice yesterday, a level we were discussing even post FOMC, that if we saw a rejection there, we might anticipate some more weakness. Vol M command was very vital yesterday as we continue to see the centroid move down on the calls and puts, and the targeting below us actually was around 4280 into the morning. So the probability that we were going to move below 4300 actually kept increasing as we moved throughout the day, even on that post FOMC bounce. And then we ran right into that bottom of transition. Again, we discussed transitions multiple times here. I think we really do a great job of understanding what it means to move to the transition level, what it means if you need to move through the transition level or living in the transition level, and understanding the dealer response as we move through those levels, depending on if it's put dominated or call dominated, and where we are in the structure, as well as the left-hand pane, right-hand pane. So make sure you're asking questions in Discord if you do not understand any of that. Again, read the commentary. Gamma Lab, we've done an excellent job of providing education there, but we can always be improving, so let us know if we need to increase any of the education on topics or go a little bit more in-depth. Again, make sure you look back at the open mics also. We discuss a lot of this stuff during the open mics. SPXA without today's expiry on out, again, put dominated above and below spot price. You'll see 4250, 4200 extremely important as we move through, and then the transition up there at 4365. We'll move to the SPXP for next week. Obviously, this is kind of our crystal ball into next week, depending on what happens today on OPEX. Again, put dominated all the way up and down. Really no instance of any out of the money call speculation at all that we're seeing. You'll notice that transition actually matches a lot of the transitions we were looking at yesterday, 43.30, 43.25, really the bottom of that transition that we're really going to have to get above. 42.80 is where spot price was at the close. So you'll notice 42.75 below us, 42.50, and then quarter level, and then the 4200 is pretty significant. So understanding if we move down, capturing more net deltas, what that does to our book, what that does to the dealer's book. So make sure you're asking questions how that could progress throughout the day. And then conversely on the upside, what we would need to see for a movement back up to the upside. Here is Monday's expiry, obviously plus 1 DT, a little bit more than plus 1 DT, but heading into Monday, put dominated again, 42.75, 42.50, 42.25, 4200 to the downside. Transition again matches a large confluence. When we start to see these confluences between multiple expiries and multiple dates, or SPXP, SPXA, and then 0DT plus 1 DT, it really kind of cements what we're looking at for a price structure to have to move back to the upside. So again, getting above 43.20, 43.25 will be pretty significant as we head into today. And then obviously staying below 42.75, again moving down through those more negative net deltas, depending on how we transverse through time here. Understand that we could move down to 42.50. And then we do have a pathway all the way down to 4,200, so that really is not out of the probabilities. As I was heading into yesterday, we were discussing on the voice chat, I wasn't really anticipating 4,200, but really that weakness yesterday afternoon really kind of opened the door to the possibility of moving down towards that level. And here's 0DTE. We've had extensive commentary posted on the SPXP BMO channel. I'll go ahead and I'll flip over there in just a minute to make sure, give everybody a glance of that, but understanding where we're at, where we're going to open is extremely important. If we capture some of the negative net deltas, we do have some in-the-money calls below us. We've added a column here called Net OI. I know Paul's been discussing that. That is actually just in the in our stage environment, so it's not really pushed out to development yet. But we've posted this, so understanding where we're at in that overall structure, really just doing the call versus put OI, subtracting and giving us this number here, so you don't have to do it in your head. So hopefully we'll get that out, pushed as soon as we can to members. It really is a handy column. You can just glance at that and understand really the difference between the call OI and the put OI. So again, on the 0DT, 42.50 will be extremely important. Down to 42.25, we see the gamma drop off there. We see the net GEX drop off into single digits. So important to watch the vol M, vol D command today for targeting. As we saw yesterday, we saw the puts really increasing to the downside pretty quickly and pretty significantly, and really hardly any out of the money call speculation using the vol M command. Also, if we see those slopes negative on the calls and then on down toward the puts, then we will be anticipating more weakness heading into today. We'll go and take a look at the tick. Obviously, we've identified that we've been railroad tracked down. Significant market model off, negative slope continues to the downside, so really no reason to be long any type of equities, and actually short negative, or short the leveraged ETFs and using negative or net negative deltas to the downside. So we've identified that failure day, and then if you got short that day with either inverse ETFs or leverage ETFs, I'd encourage you to stay with that until you see a significant change in the overall tick. You see the tick US here. Obviously the filtered selling tick picked up yesterday in the afternoon post to FOMC. That is institutions. Again, we hit down towards negative 100,000. So that's pretty significant, and net new lows expanded on out again into the afternoon. So really we've not had a net new high outpace new low for a significant amount of time. So this breadth structure would need to change pretty quickly for us to see any movement back to the upside. Now we will get volatility moves to the upside like we saw yesterday. And just make sure you're understanding, I spoke about this in voice chat, I know Paul spoke about this in voice chat, we're going to see ebbs and flows of the market within the overall downtrend. So not getting caught and thinking this is just a major move, total market structure change back to the upside is extremely important. That's why we continue to make sure everyone understands the web app, and if you're in a put dominated environment, that these quick little short covering rallies, can happen, put closures, but then we just see the puts come right back in and really swamp the overall structure, and then we just move back to the downside. So understand that you're going to see these moves back and forth within the overall downtrend, and really to get a total move back to the upside, We'd need some market structure change, mechanical closing of puts, out of the money call speculation take over. We'd need to see ticks start moving back to the upside. We'll go ahead and take a look at some pre-market price action. SPY came right down to 425, undercut that negative GEX level we were talking about yesterday. We posted the stats of actually closing below negative GEX, which was actually a low probability, but significant selling into the afternoon closed all the indexes and all the ETFs below negative GEX. So it'll be important heading into today that we at least get back above negative GEX. We've outlined the if this, then this for the SPX. 4250 will be extremely important to stay above, and then 4275, and then 4280 and 4300 to the upside. So that's all I have for today. Let's make it a great day. We'll be in the Discord in just a few minutes to answer any questions. And that's it. Thanks.